Hey guys, welcome back to the tutorial. I'm glad you are back with me, and in this video we're gonna talk about data types, and maybe I will repeat something about the variables. So let's jump right into the code. So in the previous video we were talking about the variables. I ran some commands in the variables.py. Let's change something. Let's go to the Python interpreter. So open the terminal and write down Python 3. Yeah, in case you are using Mac and you were doing the same thing as I was doing in the video with the installation instructions for the Mac OS, you should have the Python 3 interpreter under Python 3 command. Yeah, in case you have it under the Python, you can run Python. Just to be sure, when you run Python 3, the interpreter will output the first line with the version of Python being used. If there is something like Python 2, just change the interpreter to Python 3 and be sure there is Python 3. We are using Python 3.7 in this case. Okay, so before we were running commands in the file, and when you are doing it in the interpreter, it's basically the same. So let's just repeat the thing with the variables. So number of rooms equals to 3, and print number of rooms. You see, 3. Amazing. In case of interpreter, you don't need to put the print in front of it. So if you just run a number of rooms, you will get the output immediately, right? So that's the main difference between the file and the interpreter. So now let's run code in the interpreter. I will provide you code in the file after the video in the description, right? So don't worry, but follow along. Again, try to rewrite it, write it on your own. The errors are important for your learning process, so don't worry if you see some errors. So okay, let's talk about the data type. So if as I told you last time, when you have something like this, when you press the arrow up, it will provide you the last command you specify in the interpreter. So when you have something like this, number of rooms equals 3, now you are assigning the variable of the data type number to number of rooms variable. So again, if you run it, and now we want to know the type. And in the Python, there is a special function called type, and you can put the name of the variable inside there, and it will provide you with the class or the type or the data type of the given variable. So as you can see, the variable number of rooms is of the type or the class int. It stands for integer or the simple numeric data type. So let's change it. Name of the son was equal to Michal. Don't forget the double quotes, please. Yes, so now we have name of the son, and when we print the type, name of the son, sorry, I misspelled. So as you can see, now this is the great time to learn from errors. When Python receives an error in the interpreter part, it will print out something like name error or type error or something like this. So error will be there in the last line. And what is he saying? He's saying name error name tyoe, Tyoe, is not defined. What does it mean? It says that there is nothing like a function with the name Tioe. Yes? So I made a typo in my code here. So I will just quickly fix it, run it again, and as you can see, everything went smoothly, no error there. And the data type is str, stands for string. Yes? So another basic data type is string. I want to cover one more data type which is essential for our future learning. It's called the Boolean data type. Yes? So in every programming language you have this Boolean data type, and it stands for the value of the truth, whether something is true or false. Yes? So imagine, like, I will specify a variable called is Monday. Sorry, today is Sunday, so is Sunday. And I will set it to true. As you can see, true is not a string in this case because there are no double quotes. So true is a special word, just like print function or the type function, which stands for a Boolean value. So now I can assign it to is Sunday, And when I go print is Sunday, I will get true. As you can see, no double quotes, immediately true. So this is the boolean. If I go to type is Sunday, I will get bool class bool, so boolean. What is the opposite of the true? It's false, of course. And when you want to specify the false, you go like specify a new variable called is Saturday equals to false. And now when you print is Saturday, you don't need to specify the print, you can just do it like this. Saturday, I put the A inside there. As you can see again, name error, amazing, we are learning from our mistakes. So Saturday, false. Yep. So this was the boolean value, right? And now I was talking about the numbers, so let's go back to numbers. I covered just the integer. Some of you may know that in another programming languages there are different kinds or data types of numerical values. So let's cover this a little bit. So for example, if you don't want to have the number like 1, but for example you want to have a number like 1.5, yes, so with these dot values, how can I specify it in Python? You can do it like this. So let's put it like special number equals to 1 dot. Be sure to use the dot instead of the comma. 5 and special number I misspelled it, special number 1.5. And what is the type in this case? Float. So when you are using the dot numbers, the data type is float. When you are using the normal numbers, without the floating point, it's the integer. So this is the main difference between the numbers. Yes, of course, there are also complex numbers or different kind of numbers in the Python, but we will cover this later, yes? Right now, you are good with booleans, strings, integers, and the float numbers. Yeah, when I was talking about the booleans, I say something like a special word. The right term for this is called the reserve word. And in the Python, there are some special reserve words, which means these reserve words are reserved for Python specific functions and Python specific calls, right? And you cannot use these words for specification of your variables. So for example, we were talking about the true value, right? You cannot specify a variable with name true and set it, for example, to false, right? You cannot do this because this is a special word. Yes, as you can see, can assign to a keyword. So the reserve word is sometimes referred as a keyword, but we can call it reserve words or keywords. It doesn't matter, right? I also don't encourage you to do something like print, so called the variable like print and assign there some value like that. Yet you can do this. Python allows you to do this, but then you will rewrite the functionality of the print function and you cannot use the print the normal way as before, right? So don't do this. There are a lot of reserve words in the Python, and I will provide you a link with the reserve words in the description. Through the tutorial, we will explain a lot of reserved words for Python, so don't worry if you don't go through this list because it's big for you, or don't you have time for this, or you prefer videos instead of reading, right? It's normal. I also prefer videos instead of reading. So that was everything about the basic data types. Don't worry, we will cover more about the data types in the future, but in order to move on with all the new topics, we need to cover these basic data types. Hope you enjoy it, and I hope, guys, I will see you in the next video. So, goodbye.